We back up in the building though? What it is though? Alright. So, we got six card fighters up in the building going against the shiny and bright Teller Knights. If I said that correctly. But you can put a comment down below if you think I said it correctly. So I hate S Knights for a reason because one, they have too many answers. It's like, oh, I summon this. Okay, sure, you can do whatever you want. After the effect, I will punish you for activating the effect while I have a monster on the field. So against this deck, if you battle phase them, you could prevent them from activating their trap card. But at the same time, if you play S Knights correctly and you make the deck correctly, you will be playing a lot of battle traps so that your monsters don't get destroyed, so that you get your alpha to go off. But the biggest problem that S Knights do have though is that they cannot search out for their spells and traps, which is one of the biggest things that they don't have. Yeah, the nab does go off. Yeah, the nab does get all the work done, but at the same time, Tellarknights, they need a searcher for their spells and traps. If they get a searcher for their spells and traps, then they will be playable just like Yosenju will be in the upcoming future. People who say Yosenjus are terrible, then 9 times out of 10 they don't know the deck and they do not know how to play the deck correctly. Yes, Axis 4 and Yosenju Sun is a strong build, but I made a build that's actually more playable. But that's another video to discuss about. So one of the biggest things that Tellarknights did get though was that one, they have an honest now. Well, not honest, but honest is that too. So that's a huge buff to them. So now against Killer, well, Towers, they could honest out of anything. But 9 times out of 10, I hate this matchup so much because of the fact that, he just has all the answers. As you see right here, I was forced to flip a Tencent so that I don't get alpha because if you remember earlier in the duel, he had the alpha and alpha was about to like really hurt me. So if it wasn't for my tanking, the duel would have been ended right there. But I tried to sustain a little bit further, realizing that you can't really you really can't activate your effects, and you have to be like more patient with your deck. So if you know how to grind as a Fire Fist player, yes you could. You could outgrind the Talonite player because they will run out of steam sooner or later. But in this matchup, I did kind of lose that one because of the fact that he set up really good and I couldn't do anything. In game two, I opened really terrible, but he opened really bad too. But what do you prefer? A all spell and trap hand or all monster hand? That's a big question. So right here, he says five. In my head, I'm like, whoa, what the hell is going on here? So in my head, I was like, all right, maybe I should probably go for the Black Rose play. But instead, he had made evidence, and that stopped my play because if I would have went Black Rose and Circle of the Fire Kings, that would have been GG. GG no re. So he composes so he can free his spells and trap cards, so he gets the net off. Then and he decides not to swing with the nab. Decides not to swing. So I took the opportunity to bring out Bear and just swing, knowing that I didn't know that he had honest, which was unfortunate. So since I took that swing, at least the nub is still on the field, so he can't really utilize Altair so easily. So he gets greedy. He makes Castel, and he does not know that I have a full monster hand. And because of the fact that I do have Circle and Transmodify in my hand, I am able to turn this into a big combo and make a really good play, even though I drew into my board. Shout out to Devpro's bad shuffling. So not onslaught, but Raven Transmodified, go for the Tensu. Tensu's gonna activate, and in this situation, he does have the MST, which is perfectly fine because 9 to the 10 Dragon's gonna do should do his bidding, and he activates his Phoenix Chain. I activate Circle of Fire Kings, bring back Bear. So now I put him in a situation where if he doesn't if he does not have a response to Bear next turn, Bear is going to kill his monster. So do like that way, and then he had MSC, which is unfortunate. But this is fine because 9 to the 10, I always have a lot of plays. And you look at that, he drew into another honest. Freaking sad. But to get myself out of the situation is that if I kill Castell, he can't do a damn thing. Because that was his biggest mistake. He should have just kept the Nev on the field and just kept limited out. So he had to use Twister for some weird reason just to get rid of his Phoenix Chain. And he could have saved that for like a tanky or any other monster. So he swings. Boris just puts someone out there. And since I have a tanking face down, I'm going to be able to do something with this player. But since he had another twister, it's kind of annoying. So you see right here, under Summon Dragon after the tanky, you get after the twister. And if you guys did not know, even though the fire formation was activated and someone do chain MSC or Twister or Just Tornado or any other like that, you will still get Dragon's effects. So so right here I finally break through. I'm finally touching his life points. I didn't want to set a tanky because I'm afraid of a top deck Altair. Very afraid. So I summon out Rooster. I'm in a Rooster formation swap. And right here, this is where I put him in a really bad situation. Because the biggest counter that Firefist has towards S9s is that if they cardinal the S9's players monsters, they can't do a damn thing. Top Dish Regeki, like a boss, summons honest, swings at me. I'm just like, yo, I might really have to this is an example of me. This is an example of why I hate Telenites because they just have all the answers. Then again, that's probably just a side. But then again, I was cycling right back. So charge for one because I know he plays Scram. I think Scram Charm. I don't know how to say that motherfucker's name. So we make it to a tanky play. Tanky play into a Horse Prince. Horse Prince for another Rooster, of course. And I'm gonna probably get a Dragon so I could keep the loop going. And right here, what I'm about to do as well is that just make a board. Just make a little stronger board. Get more stuff and set up for Saito. I know you guys are, oh snap, Saito. Bring back the Rooster. Overlay for Lion Emperor in defense mode. I don't know why I did that. I think that was probably a misclick. I don't know why did I put him in defense mode? I don't understand. And then end phase, Saito. And right there, it's just a one more card during the time. So alright. So game 3, I think I set in more back row hate because of the fact that one, if you're going second and you're going second during game 3, you need to have an aggressive side deck cards. So aggressive side deck cards would be, another MST or for 5 players, third Gaioku, third Gaioku, Full House. Full House is too slow. Full House would be probably like something that you would want like turn 1. But yeah, this right here, I just make a play so I could I was trying to force out plays. Even though I baited out the alpha, but he should be his Altair, so that kinda bugged me for a second. So I detach Retire King and I make a early card early cardinal so I can get rid of the Pepsi, the Neb, and Altair because no Vega too Vega because like I said before, my biggest problem with S9s is that if when they get their plays going off, I can't do a damn thing about it. So right here, he didn't open really well. He opened. He kept in his going second cards in and not his going like first cards. Going first cards is like more traps. make a wall up, because 9 to 10 your opponent, if your opponent's playing aggressively, then you need to have cards that slows down their aggressive plays. But because he didn't do that, I am in a I was put in a winning position. So anywho, I'm gonna talk about some other stuff because Tonight versus Firefist is a boring matchup. Honestly, it is. It's a boring matchup. So let's talk about the upcoming format with the new set factoring in. One, burning bits to gens are going to be a thing. They're going to be a thing. I can see the burning bits player making that ritual with that the Vanity's emptiness guy, a one sided side Vanity's emptiness, which is going to be really good to have. And yeah, hold up. Hold up. Oh. All right. So yeah. So the upcoming decks. Burning Abyss Gen is gonna be a playable deck. Yes, the Burning Abyss players, they're probably gonna be playing like the banishing one, the one that banishes the monster on the field, which is really good to have. But also too as well, that ritual spell card that the Burn Abyss got was it's really good. But I feel that if you're gonna play a spell card, you might as well play the ritual too, because 9 7 10, if you dead draw that card, I mean yeah, well it's not even a dead draw because you will just pitch it with like Virgil or Phoenix Wing Blast or Karma Cut, whatever. But 9 7 10, I feel that if you utilize that card, then you might as well use the ritual too as well. Now, another deck that I definitely see as being a problem to a lot of decks is Volcanics. That deck is retarded. I'm not gonna say retarded, but that deck is really good. Very helmet based, very strong. I can see this deck at a YCS or ARG, taking out players because not 7 players they're not running they're not running they're not running Sunlight Road anymore, and they're not running like Diddy Crow to prevent the volcanic players to recover. Now I ran into this deck. I think I didn't run into it, but I saw it on Saffron's video, one of his videos on how how volcanoes be utilized. I was like, oh snap, that's really scary. Um, and then I played against it many of times. First time I played against it, I got punched for five monsters. I was like, holy hell. So to fight against volcanics, you need to have Starlight Road or cards that prevent the trap card from going off, aka Wiretap. Shuts down the trap card completely, puts it back in the deck. You don't want this card in the graveyard. You don't want this card in the graveyard. You want it either in the deck or in the banish zone. And you have to prevent Volcanic Rocket, because Volcanic Rocket is also a scary card too, because it gives you back the monster. And you see, this is another card that makes me mad in this matchup. Was that Wirefile? So, which is pretty annoying. But just because luckily I had the poly duality. But I'll tell you the few changes that I made to the Yosenjus. Added more draw power, and I cut it down to 40 because again, this deck does not have enough cards to utilize the over 40 amounts. I mean, yeah, well, it does, but then again, it won't be consistent enough to utilize that because for one, they need like, all right. What made Firefist really strong was that you was able to search off anything at any given time. Yosenju's, they required little brother for everything. Hey, little brother here, little brother there. You need someone here, you need someone there. I love the Pendulum Monster. I love Dieback. Dieback is fantastic card, but at the same time, it's way too slow. It's way too slow to set up. By the time you have your pendulum set up, however, it's either you're winning more or you're losing. Now there is one time when Dieback did come onto the field and it did win me a game. And also too, what's good about Dieback is that you could reuse your continuous trap cards, reuse your Phoenix Chain, reuse your Tenki, reuse all these other cards. But also too as well, another card I really like about this deck inside this deck is by Order of the Emperor. This card is like a general negation. I'm not gonna say it's better than Finish Chain, but it does prevent a lot of cards from going off. And because of the fact that, yeah, it does give your opponent a draw, but, from seeing a video where one guy goes, oh, summon, reveal Kage, negate Kage, draw a card, and it just kept doing that over and over and over and over. But also too as well, I love this. I love the Yosenjus. There will be more videos coming out for it later on today. I have a match that that you guys should be a little bit hype about. And like, comment, and subscribe. And this is your boy Zamaterasu out.